Mr. Dyer. So I'm just very concerned about our streets in this area. I know Clinton is being fixed, but all around it by our schools. So whenever we go down to Shaw, it's like our car is shaking on all the streets. So that's what we want to also work on. And another concern that I have is I think we need more patrolling in this area. We brought that up a couple of months ago, and I did see the police patrolling this area when our kids are walking from school. That's a really big concern because of all the news that I've been watching lately. And it just scares me. Although my kids don't walk home, but I see a lot of little kids walking home every day. And I think it would be really nice if around the school time or the morning time, we can have someone patrol the areas. Because we have had incidents that took place where somebody was trying to shove a kid into their car.
Right.
So yeah, that's like one of my big concerns.
Right. So you'd be surprised how similar that concern is throughout Fresno. Number one, I think everyone in this community deserves to have their children safe, going to and from school and while at school. And sometimes, especially in today's society with what we see, there's so many people out there today that are preying on their children or waiting for an opportunity to commit a crime in a neighborhood, but it's very similar. And which is why public safety is near and dear to me. After serving 40 years in the police department, 18 as a chief, it hurt me to see us go through such significant reductions in personnel. A lot of people don't know it, but we have fewer police officers today in our city than we did 11 years ago. And we have to find a way to have a sustained revenue source so that we can hire more police officers, so that they can be available in the neighborhoods after school or during school hours, so that they can be on the campuses, having after school programs with our kids, so that they can be visible and prevent crime from occurring. And the same holds true with the streets. Depending on the neighborhood will determine how much of a priority the streets are for those people that live in the neighborhood. So Brawley Avenue out here, extremely bad, and you can tell as Gurdeep and I drove down Brawley Avenue. Clinton has been fixed.
Yes.
Now it's time for Brawley to be fixed.
Yeah. And Cornelia.
And
Cornelia.
Yeah.
And we have so many streets in Fresno that for a lot of reasons have been left behind. When we went through the recession starting in 2008, a lot of the money that was in our public works department for fixing streets got stripped away. Really no fault of anyone's other than the recession. Mm-hmm. We have to figure out a way, again, just like public safety, how are we going to have a sustained revenue source in our city budget that allows for us to start taking care of these streets and these neighborhoods that have been left behind?
Yes.
Which is one of my priorities, is preserving neighborhoods.
Yeah, that's another thing. What we've been seeing, it's year after year after year, is we're just focusing on one area of the Fresno, like Clovis or Fresno North. Mm-hmm. But how about this side?
Yeah. Well, we're about 30 years behind, as I understand it, on repaving streets, resurfacing streets. And unfortunately, the neighborhoods that are the oldest oftentimes are the ones feel forgotten. And it's important that no one in the city feels forgotten. When I came up with the campaign slogan of One Fresno, it meant no matter where you live in Fresno, whether it's on the north side or the south, regardless of the zip code, regardless of anything, your income level, that we need to become focused on what's important to everyone in this city.
Yes.
And sometimes that requires us as citizens to sacrifice a little bit in our neighborhood so that we can take care of a neighborhood that is in worse shape. Mm-hmm. And when we start thinking like that as a community, we're going to start seeing incredible change in the appearance of our neighborhoods.
Okay. That's really good. Those were my main concerns. So.